A lot of people nowadays know that zinc is critical for immune functioning, zinc is critical for your white blood cells, zinc is also critical for men's health and for men's sperm, and therefore they're looking out for zinc sources to have more zinc reserves left in their body, to have a strong immune system, to be more vibrant and healthy. And I'm totally agreeing on that. Zinc is absolutely critical when it comes to our health, but we have to look out where we are getting our zinc from, and we also need to question if we even get enough zinc from our foods anymore. And one of the main sources that people like to get zinc, or that is also very known to have lots of zinc, are oysters. And while oysters have some zinc, which is, yeah, of course, they have some zinc, there are also some other problems that come with oysters. Because oysters have, besides zinc, lots of heavy metals. So every time you're eating oysters, because you think you're getting lots of zinc, you're also getting exposed to a lot of toxic heavy metals. Mercury, aluminum, lead, copper, whatever is in the ocean, you get toxic heavy metals from these oysters. These toxic heavy metals can go into your brain. They can diminish neurotransmitter chemicals. What that means is that you have, in order to have a clear thought and also in order to have a sharp brain, in order to have a clear mind, you need healthy neurotransmitter chemicals, because neurotransmitter chemicals are responsible for electrical impulses that they can hop from one neuron to another neuron. So let's say you have a thought, you have an electrical impulse, and that thought needs to travel from one electrical impulse, from one neuron to another neuron. Okay? And neurotransmitter chemicals are responsible that these electrical impulses hop from one neuron to another neuron. And that's in like a milliseconds. That's happening in your brain. As I'm speaking to you right now, that's happening in my brain. But if you have diminished neurotransmitter chemicals, if they're dirty, if they're muddy because of toxins and specifically toxic heavy metals, you can get pretty severe mental health problems. And you can also get things like brain fog. You get things like where you feel, I'm always slightly drunk, I have concentration and focus issues. I know what I want to say, but I can't get the freaking words out. I'm irritated, I have a feeling I'm standing next to myself, and I just have a foggy brain. I can't remember names anymore. I have memory problems. Heavy metals are responsible for basically all memory issues, for Alzheimer's and dementia, for Parkinson's. It's a true cause for these problems, and you get exposed to these heavy metals the more oysters you eat. And it definitely the zinc is not outweighing the drawback of the heavy metals. It's the complete opposite. Okay, the heavy metals are way worse that you get from oysters compared to the little zinc that you get from them. That's a true problem. Heavy metals are also causing anxiety, okay? Because they interfere with these electrical impulses. They can also basically derail electrical impulses. You can even get OCD from heavy metals in your brain, specifically mercury and aluminum. Because if an electrical impulse is hitting a mercury deposit that is sitting on your neuron, it has to jump back, okay? Because electrical impulses, they have a path to go in your brain. So when they hit a mercury deposit, for example, on your neuron, they bounce back, but they try again, and they bounce back, and they try again. And that's the same thought you have all the time. Did I close the door? Did I leave the oven on? 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 That's all the time the same thought. That's how OCD happens, by the way. That's crazy. Tourettes also caused by heavy metals. And with Tourettes, for example, it's a little bit different than with OCD, but there's basically a narrowing happening in your neurons when you have Tourettes, and that's also because of heavy metals, and that's creating like a little bottleneck. It's like a bottleneck effect. So the heavy metals causing that narrowing, so you have your neurons, you can picture them like a bottleneck. And electrical impulses are trying to get through that bottleneck, but they get stuck there, okay? They get stuck there, and then other electrical impulses are coming from the back, and they're pushing these electrical impulses that are stuck there through that bottleneck that is going on there. And in that way, you actually have thoughts or actions or body movements that are involuntarily, because you can't control that. It's the heavy metals that are causing that is causing that. It's so crazy, and nobody really talks about what actually heavy metals can do to your mental health. They can completely derail electrical impulses. They can change your whole thoughts. They can make you suicidal. Anxiety, depression, unexplained depression. So many busy people, so many successful people, doesn't matter if it's in sports or in business or in careers, they get unexplained depression. They have a happy life, they make lots of money, they have a happy working family, everything works out, and they just get depression, and there was no trauma, nothing involved, nobody can explain what's going on with them and why they have depression, and they don't even can explain that for themselves. It's complete mystery depression. That's caused by heavy metals in the brain as well, completely interfering with the brain's electrical activity. Basically, heavy metals, they draw electricity from your brain. And mineral salts, for example, from green vegetables, specifically leafy greens, the sodium that is in spinach, that's increasing the electrical activity in your brain. These are the healthy mineral salts you want to have in your brain. But instead of that, you get heavy metals in your brain when you're eating oysters. And another point is that we don't even get enough zinc from any food in the world anymore. Doesn't matter if it's the best food that supposedly has zinc in there, pumpkin seeds, onions, raw honey, parsley, they all have zinc in there, the skin of a potato. Of course they have zinc in there, but zinc is not enough anymore in our food. You don't get enough zinc anymore. It's just not possible, because the soil has been so depleted over the last decades and century because of pesticides on the one hand, but also because of chemicals that are coming from the sky, that are getting on our land, and that is interfering with the natural pH of the soil and depleting also zinc and other minerals and other nutrients in the soil. And zinc is one of those nutrients that get depleted the most, and we basically don't get any zinc anymore in our diets. That's why chronic illness is rising, because chronic illness is caused mainly by pathogens like viruses and bacteria in your body. And if you don't have enough zinc reserves in your body, you can't battle these invaders. Your immune system is not strong enough, your killer cells are not strong enough, because zinc is actually feeding your white blood cells, which is your army, which is the very thing that is killing off those pathogens. And zinc itself also kills off pathogens. And if you're not high in zinc anymore, which basically everybody is depleted in zinc nowadays, there's virtually nobody anymore that has enough zinc reserves unless you're taking a zinc supplement, a high quality zinc liquid supplement. Unless you're doing that, you are depleted in zinc. That's also one of the main reasons why the sperm count dropped by over 50% in the last 50 years. And it's getting worse and worse and worse and worse. Infertility is rising. That's one of the main reasons why men have infertility, why the sperm count is getting lowered, why the sperm is docile. One of the main reasons is zinc, the other one is mercury, which you get from oysters. So there you have it again. So the problem is, get zinc from a high quality supplement, get it from foods of course, but not from oysters. And if you have trouble with chronic illness, if you really have problems and you don't know what to do about it, if you have mysterious symptoms where you went to 20, 30 doctors, alternative health practitioners, you did the doctor shopping, You know there are no answers. There are answers. I helped so many people with chronic health symptoms where everybody thought it's going to be over, you're going to take medicine for the rest of your life. This does not have to be the case with you as well. And because of that, I offer everybody a free discovery call. All that you have to do is to go to my website, www.theobergmann.com, where you can book your free discovery call. And we will call you for 10 to 15 minutes to first of all figure out if and how I can help you even in the first place. And then we would move on to a strategy call. That is for 60 to 90 minutes, also for free. And in that strategy call, we would show you a strategy on how you can achieve your health goals, how you can actually, what is the root cause of your symptoms and how you can achieve the results that you want to have. That's what we're doing, and I would highly recommend you doing that, because if you don't take action about that, if you're not doing anything about your mysterious symptoms, I mean, probably you're already doing that, but if you don't want to stay in that vicious cycle about hopping from one doctor to another doctor, from one alternative practitioner to another alternative practitioner that is telling you that everything is in your gut and you have leaky gut and whatsoever, and they still don't know what's going on with you. If you want to break out of that, if you want to work again like you used to work, if you want to have your brain back, if you want to have your health back, if you want to enjoy your life again and participate in life again, then book your free discovery call. If you're not interested in getting your health back, then don't do it. And link is in the description. And also subscribe to my channel, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.